Good morning. Today, ACT Policing has released images of a 2006 silver Hyundai Accord sedan, and we believe that vehicle is linked to the murder of Glenn Walewicz. We believe this vehicle was in Phillip around the time of the murder on Thursday, the 11th of June, 2021, and later crashed on Coppins Crossing Road, Denman Prospect. We would particularly like to speak to anyone that may have seen that vehicle or anybody that has assisted people from that vehicle after it crashed, like I said before, on Coppins Crossing Road. We'd also are continuing to seek information from members of the public that may have seen a group of people in the Phillip area just prior to the murder. Anyone with information in relation to this matter, I'd encourage them to contact Crime Stoppers, and please, we're seeking any information that they may have.
What's so special about the car?
We believe the car is linked to the murder, and the occupants of that car we're very keen to speak to.
When was the car found?
The car was found in the early hours the next day.
Is it a stolen car?
I'm not going to release those details, but let's just say that that vehicle is very important to our investigation.
If the car was found the next day, how come you're just releasing the details of it now, asking for public assistance?
Yeah, look, that's a great question. These investigations are extremely complex. We have forensic procedures that we go through, and this has taken some time for us to process the vehicle the way we need to for a complex murder investigation like we're undertaking now.
Was anything found in the vehicle?
A number of items have been found, and they're being processed at the moment.
Anything relevant to the investigation of the murder?
Yeah, everything from that vehicle is relevant to this investigation.
Has the firearm been recovered?
We haven't recovered any firearms.
Is it a .22 calibre rifle, you believe?
I won't be releasing any information about the weapon that was used. But, the important thing to understand in this matter is we believe it was a targeted attack, and, people in the Canberra area should feel safe and secure because this was absolutely a targeted attack.
Do you think that group is responsible for the killing?
Which group?
The group that you're seeking information on.
Well, I certainly think that there's a group of people that we want to talk to in relation to this murder, absolutely.
Do you have any suspects or persons of interest?
There's a number of lines of inquiry we are pursuing at the moment, and I'm confident that those lines of inquiry will, at the end of the day, lead us to the murderer.
Have you interviewed any of these particular people of interest as yet? We
haven't interviewed anybody yet.
Do you believe it's linked to any other crimes that have happened around Australia?
I've not seen any links to any other investigations yet.
And do you think it's gang related or organised crime related?
There is no intelligence that suggests this is gang related.
So is this a sort of payback, or do you, if it's a targeted attack, do they know each other if it's not organised crime?
There's certainly a number of motives that we are following at the moment. A number of different motives. So I won't go into the particular aspects of those motives at this time.
Can I ask why, when we first questioned you about, well, it wasn't yourself, it was your detective, about this, you couldn't confirm whether it was targeted or non-targeted, but now you are confirming it. Is there a reason for that at the time, or given that reassurance is needed for the public on these matters?
Look, I can't comment on what was said earlier, but what I will say is that, like I said earlier, these investigations are extremely complex. They take time, and determining if it's a targeted attack or not takes considerable time. Now we've had over a month, we've been investigating this matter. We've made considerable progress, and certainly I can confirm now that was a targeted attack.
Did you recover a shell from the unit complex?
I won't be commenting on any of the forensic items that have been found or seized, but we have seized a number of forensic, a number of items that we are currently forensically examining, and that process is currently underway.
Do you think the attacker was from interstate?
I won't be releasing any information about who the attackers are or where they're from.
When you say a group of people were seen around Phillip, can you tell us how many?
So there was a number of people, and we've had, thankfully, we've had a number of reports from members of the public that talk about this group of people. So again, we'd be seeking any further information about this group of people that were in that area just prior to the murder.
Given that this happened more than a month ago now, do you think that it's a bit vague to say that there's a group of people in Phillip a month ago, if you may have seen, to come forward?
Well, if it is, I apologise. That's the evidence and the information we have at the moment, and that's the advice we need from the public. Certainly, again, these investigations are extremely complex, and this is one avenue that we need the public's assistance. Yes, it's vague, agreed, but anybody out there in the public that may have witnessed this group of people just prior to the murder, any information you have in relation to that, we'd be extremely grateful for.
Are you able to say rough ages of the group?
No.
There are a couple of forensic markers on Ainsworth the day afterwards. Those forensic markers would seem to indicate that the vehicle might have been parked there, or was it parked elsewhere? When you're asking people to look for a particular vehicle, whereabouts are they supposed to be looking for in Phillip?
Oh, look, I think anybody that has seen that vehicle in and around the Phillip area, wherever it was, would be really important. To be honest, any vehicle that matches that description on the night in Canberra, I would like to speak to. So, the particulars of exactly where it was parked are really not important at this time. What's important is anybody that remembers seeing a vehicle like that in the Canberra area on the night of the murder, we would like to speak to.
Do you have a specific witness in mind who you think you might have seen this?
Look, there's a number of people that I know have seen this. They're the people that I want to come forward. They're the people I want to hear from. And look, it's in their best interest to come forward and talk to me.
Anything further?
Is the car being held at the Exhibit Management Centre currently?
We've still got the car, yep, that's correct.
And you mentioned that you haven't interviewed anyone yet. Has anyone come forward? Are there scheduled interviews coming up?
Sorry, when I said I haven't interviewed, we've interviewed a number of witnesses. We've not interviewed any persons of interest.
So we can categorically scrub any links to Ironside, even though Ironside culminated on 3 or 4 days previously?
This matter is not linked to Operation Ironside.